Hi there. It is time for another Friday freebie feature. And all of October, I believe, except maybe the last Friday, is How Do You Do Style. We worked on this little guy last week, and it's done. Oh, I have it upside down because of that glare situation. I apologize. And I apologize that my hands are stained blue. I know that bothers some people. I'm sorry if that bothers you. But I've tried and tried and tried to get it all off, and I just can't get it all off. So I'm blue. I'm blue. Dabba-dee. This little guy, I said I would show you because we didn't have time to finish it in one session. And I finished it. So I'm going to cover up some of the glare so you can take a peek at the cover, sort of, right? But I wrapped the flower around the cover to give it lots of strength. I put that foil bit underneath. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's all about the angle. I forget that a lot, don't I? I'm sorry. So there is the altered book, which is, I mean, technically it's not an altered book because it was just the book covers that was left of the poor little thing. But it's got a new life in any case. And I put the ribbon through underneath, and that it just ties shut, and there you go. Here's what it ended up being. I put metal corners on to give those old corners a little extra support. I have a little card in there, as you can see. There is a birdie in an envelope. I didn't do anything with it because I think it's adorable the way it is. We have a little fold-out card there. I don't know how it got all that ink inside. I might have to take a peek at that. Then this is just a notebook, right? This is plain paper notebook, nothing special in here at all. Lots of place to write, to put your thoughts or your gratitude or your beef or your grocery list. Or, you know, whatever. Or doodle in. Doodle. Oh, this would be a good doodle book. All right, this is a little tiny tag that I turned the barcode into. Another just open it up card. More, the other half of the writing space. This one has a flip out, and I was gonna put some paper here so it could be a writing space, but maybe it's just to glue a picture space, so then I ended up leaving it. This is just decoration. I could have left that a tuck space too, but I did not. And the very back of the book has another birdie tag, some decor. The back end has another birdie tag. And I have not put the branding on here yet. I'm not even sure where I will. I might have to make little extra tiny, you know, my little bit, my little signature thing. I might have to make them extra tiny for this one because this is a little guy. Anyway, that's how it turned out. Let me know what you think of how Do You Do project number 2 turned out. And we're going to move on to How Do You Do project number 3 right this very minute. Let's see how much we can get done in this 1 hour time. Here it is, project number 3. So, yeah, all right, I won't even get into that. So, a bunch of this stuff is from the How Do You Do kit, and this, I'm going to set the stuff aside that's from the kit, and I'll show you what I've added for the Friday freebie feature. Because this is a very different Friday freebie feature than you might be used to me doing. Okay, so let's put those over there. This little tiny envelope did not come from the kit. I pulled that out of a box just a minute ago, actually. This did come from the box, or the kit, the How Do You Do. So did these. and we are at the Friday freebie. This is not part of How Do You Do. This is what I am adding to it. So, there they are, kitties, birdies, because the buttons in there are kitties and birdies. And the reason this is so different is because this is not a digital, but it is free digitals that you can get on the internet. So there is a website called Raw Pixel, and you can sign up for Raw Pixel, and if you put free in one of the search windows, there's premium, public domain, and free. If you put free in there, you will get items that are public domain, and you will get items that people have created, but they give away free. They don't, I mean, maybe they have other art that costs money, right? But for whatever reason, some of their stuff is free. It might be advertisement, might be something that didn't go the way they wanted. Who knows? But it's adorable. And look at all the things you can find. And I have used a Raw Pixel lots and lots for projects over the years. So I found these things for this project today. Printed them out and I cut them out. Let's see. There's this one that's not on this page. So I printed a separate page also that has this round element. But there is that birdie shrunk up. There's that tiny one. There's this guy. There's another version of that guy, really tiny. There's this guy with a birdie on his head. And there's this banner in 3 different sizes, because I don't know what we're going to do. Alright, so that is the Friday freebie. Links to Raw Pixel will be in the description box, so you can go check it out yourself, and it will be easy peasy. It has features for even free accounts, right? It has features where you can save your stuff, you can make categories, you can make lists, you can sort it all, and then you can download really good quality stuff. Pay attention to the quality. So some of these really old public domain images, okay, actually I shouldn't say that. Some of the images on there, public domain, sometimes even otherwise, do not have the greatest resolution. Like they might be really small, like 96, which is fine for internet use. It's not great for printing. So pay attention when you're doing the download bit, what kind of resolution it has, if you want the really high quality. You're going to look for 300 or so. 300 is pretty normal for printing. Okay, so we have another sheet of the kitties. And then, because there are buttons and threads and a piece of quilt, I pulled out this piece of paper. And I'm kind of thinking I might use this right here. This print is not a freebie, and it's not printed by me. This is printed by a lady named Patty, and she has an online live shopping session twice a week. It's been very bad for my budget. And she creates AI art and then sells it. The good thing and the exciting thing about the AI art that she creates is that she doesn't do anything with it. What I mean by that is a lot of artists who create journal kits that we might use, they do other work once they get past the AI part, right? And that makes it their own work, and it makes it copyrightable. This stuff, she has no, she doesn't make it so that she has rights to it. So I could scan this into my computer now and use this and manipulate this and sell this and what have you. I could even turn it into a kit if I wanted to, that has pockets and pages and borders and, you know, all the stuff and sell that. So I haven't done that. I don't even know if I ever will, but it is kind of a bonus to the things that she creates AI-wise. And she has a really good eye for making sure that, you know, people don't have third arms and eyeballs hanging off their head and all the weird things that can happen with AI. So there's one piece. We might be using this. I'll, as usual, link in the description box if you want to check it out. But I think I might use this lady, possibly. I don't even know if we'll go in that direction, but it's available. This is another thing from Patty at Sacred Mementos, and I'm not going to use this one, but I wanted to show you a whole thing because I already cut up what we're using. But this is just some book cover art, or, I mean, it's anything you want it to be, but that's the general idea. And I bought a whole pack of these. So I have a whole pack of, every one is different, every single one of them. And, what? They're cool. They're cool. I don't know what else to say. But we're not going to use that one. We're going to use this one. And I've already cut it. So, we're going to make an accordion. And there it is. That's the one I'm going to use for today's project, and we are going to do an accordion. And if you don't know how to do an accordion, I'll just show you quick. You would, you know what? I'll show you with the one I'm not using. Because it's easy peasy, and this one will probably end up being an accordion also anyway. So what you do if you want to make an accordion is fold your product in half, vertically. You're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to fold it in quarters. So in order to do that, I just take each side and squish it into the middle, like so. I'll squish it into the middle. You just make sure that these edges are lined up. I didn't do it perfect on that first one, but it's close enough. Close enough. Whatever. Okay, there we go. Open that up. So now we have 4 sections across. And then you're going to fold it hamburger wise. I got glue all over this thing. Good grief, girl. Then you're going to fold it hamburger wise. Make sure that the corners and the edges line up. And squish. Now there's a couple of different ways to do this. The way I do it is start, oh, let's see if we can, hang on, let's see if we can see the lines better. That's all we need right there. The way I do this then, apparently I don't know how I do this. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Sorry about that. A brain lock. Start at one of the intersections on a far side. So I could start at this one, or I could start at this one. It doesn't matter. Or at least if it matters, I've never discovered. I should look at it closer next time and see what you end up with if you switch directions. But I seem to always do the same direction. Okay, so I'm going to start at that intersection, and then I'm going to follow that center hamburger line all the way to the end. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Then, this is what we have. We have it chopped down the middle and folded in 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, 8 sections, right? You're going to accordion fold this, back, forward, and then you're going to hit this intersection, and you're going to fold it so that this is on the outside. So I could fold it this way, right? But then it would make a big cluster mess. So I'm going to fold this away from me and then continue the accordion folding over, under, and you end up with this. Now this is a little book and it opens this way. And then it turns around and it opens this way. Okay, and I think it would look better if it was like this. So this middle section, I will turn into pockets of some sort. So you'll notice that the middle section now is kind of, I mean, it's very fancy inside that pocket, but if you want that to show to the outside, just fold the opposite direction. So if this goes up, have it go down. And then just do the whole thing over again, and now you're folding everything in the opposite direction. Now, there. Now the pocket in the center is going to be white on the inside. I'm not wasting any of that beautiful artwork, right? And then this side needs stuff, needs decorating, needs stuff. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's what I have prepared here. And just so you know, this was kind of a mistake. I'll show you why. I am going to do some napkin art on the back of this, and it won't stay together. So I should have decided what I was doing with the back of this before I cut it. So I'm going to tape it back together, and then we're going to work on just 2 spots, I think is enough. And then we're going to work on what I'm going to do to cover this. So the 2 napkins from How Do You Do, and let's get them separated. Separated. You gotta get them separated. Make sure that you get to the very bottom layer. Oh, see, this is a 3-layer napkin. Gotta make sure that you check for that. You just never know how many layers. Sometimes I've heard there's even 4. I have never run into a 4, but I just heard somebody the other day said they've even run into a 4-layer napkin. Okay, so we have this one, and let's do this one. Wait, this one's already got an edge sticking up. Whee. Okay, well that one was helpful. And now we're going to see if this is also a 3-layer napkin. It is. Look at that. Now, if it weren't, it would tear the edge, right, of the decorated bit. And that would be a little unfortunate, but you just sacrifice a little corner. Just be careful. Now, something I noticed when I was taking a look at what I wanted to do is that both of these really, but the kitties is the one that matters, has their, oh goodness sake, they're upside down and upside down. And I think that the way I want to fold this, I need the bottoms of the kitties toward the center of the envelope or the accordion book, if I remember correctly. So let me check. I can't check because I taped it. Oh my. Okay, well we're gonna live large, and we're gonna live on the edge. I mean, we're gonna go risky. I'm gonna cut this in half right down the center line. Not perfect, as you can see. Not perfect. And then I'm going to switch them. So I'm going to put this on here. with the kitty feet in the middle, like so. Yep. I'm a little worried about that cellophane tape I put on there now because I wonder if it's going to show through the napkin, and I'm wondering if the napkin is going to stick to it as well. I guess we'll find out. Let's use the giant glue stick. Somebody did ask me recently. I haven't responded yet. I need to get in and respond to my videos, but they asked what brand this is, and it's Darcy. I think that's like, isn't that like a sewing stuff company? I thought it was sewing. I don't know why they have a glue stick. Apparently they have more things than I thought, but I got this off Amazon in a I think it's a set of 5 or 6 of them. I found I have way more uses for them than I thought. Yep. Okay. First things first, I'm gonna get the kitties in place. Try to be right up to that center line and fairly centered side to side. And this one is turned upside down. Also putting the feet in the center. And then I'm just lining up the edges with whatever I got last time. There we go. Now, for the next part, I am going to take the giant glue stick and make sure that I'm going to get the edges here, but I'm also getting a little bit onto the first napkin. Like that. And the other side. I'm a little unhappy with how uneven these are. We'll see if it even matters. It might not. I might be over fussing. Imagine that. Me over fuss. But I'm gonna take that and I'll lay it down past where I want it to be, past where I put the glue. This way, I mean, so it's over on the kitties a little more than it's going to end up, right? And I'm going to glue it down, and now I'm going to let it dry for a bit. Same thing on the other side. It's going to overlap more than it will in the end. And we're just going to let that dry a while. In the meantime, we can get rid of this. We can get rid of a lot of the outside extra. I'll trim it more exact later. But we can get rid of that piece and maybe save it for other things. Same over here. Save it for other things. I think this direction we can just trim it exactly. So I'm just following the edge of the paper. Not very well, and kind of, in fact, kind of hacking. I actually think it's this scissors. I shouldn't be using this scissors. It's not great. Let go. Okay. I will clean up those edges later. I'm not worrying about that. What I am just accomplishing right now is making sure that we can continue work on this piece without having too much stuff in the way. All right. Okay, now remember which end I cut. It is from here down. So I'm going to cut that same line again through that tape and through the napkin. just to that point. Remember, just to that intersection right there. I can't see the center line. Where are you? Right there. There we go. There we go. Got it. Okay, looks like I got some overlap here to trim. I guess I'll do that later too, because if you trim things too early when the glue is still wet, you risk tearing and making a mess. And I do that a lot. I do that a lot. Okay, so now I believe the kitties are going to be the outside of the book. So I think we're going to do this. That might seem surprising because look how cool this is, but I did not want to get to that middle section and have this cool stuff hiding inside the pocket. I don't mind kitties hiding inside the pocket because I don't know about your kitties, but mine hide in all kinds of places. That makes sense to me. Sorry, I needed a beverage. So, there we have the inside of the book. And there we have the outside of the book. And kitties inside this side. Okay, so now we gotta figure out some things to decorate and fill this little book. I'll tell you something. When you make little projects like this, it takes nearly as much work as if you make a big thing. Sometimes it's more difficult to make little things. Not necessarily this. This isn't tiny. I've made tiny, tiny things, and the fuss it takes to make those tiny things is hilarious and time consuming. So here's one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to find out about these guys and see if like this fits across here somehow. It's too long for just one part, one section, and it's not long enough to go all the way around and across. So I think that's a no for that. We might be able to use it in pieces, but not to cover the whole thing. I could certainly print it in different sizes. I'm not gonna do that. There's those guys. That's kind of cute. How would this be if it wrapped around this part? I kind of love that. Kitties everywhere. I kind of love that. That's a good idea. Let's see about this guy. This guy should maybe go inside, right? In a pocket or a tuck or a something. In here. Boy, he sure goes with those colors nice, doesn't he? I mean, I thought he would. That's why I printed him, but I'm still a little surprised at just how well it goes. I think this is going to... Whoops, whoops. Uh-oh. Oh, I see it. Bird trying to escape. Okay. And an extra string. So I think this is going to be a tie to tie it shut. Totally unnecessary, but totally cute. And then, let's see, we got this guy right here. I think this will have to go on the other side. What the heck did I get on it? Or is that part of the print? Oh, it is part of the print. Okay. I think this guy goes on this side. There's two totally different feels to this one product, which, I mean, that's fine. I don't think I've ever done it before, though. It's kind of bugging me. It's kind of bugging me. This matches color-wise a little bit, so I brought it out in case I want to do something with the flower. And then we have these, which can be bases or pockets or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't realize this, but look how well that goes with the metalwork. Okay, and then we have this. I don't know what to do with this, except I thought, what if this ends up being part of the cover? Somebody's blankie. I don't know. I really want this to be part of this, but I'm not really sure in what way. Oh, it can't go like that because then it's tied shut. Okay, well, we'll think about that. We'll think about that. All right, this is, I think this is done enough. So what I wanted to do with this is let it dry a bit and then tear it at the glue edge. So it's not exact on purpose. Same thing, tear it at the glue edge. And then we have 2 more spaces. 1 more space. Tear it at the glue edge. Kind of cool, man. Whoops, that's not cool, man. Knock it off. Knock it off. Did you see that napkin misbehaving? Okay, there we go. There we go. Set that aside because we might use it elsewhere. And if it's dry enough to tear, I think we can get away with trimming these sides. Let me grab the scissors instead. Let's try to get a little bit cleaner look now. I actually need a new this scissors too pretty soon. I need a new spring-loaded precision scissors. I don't treat my scissors very well. I use them for things you're not supposed to use them for, and they end up getting dull, and they end up getting notches in them, and then I complain a lot. At myself. Yes. I take responsibility for my actions. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we got this guy. It's pretty cleaned up. I don't want to fold it too much right now because it's still a little wet, and I'm afraid that if I do it right now, it will what? It will stick together. Okay. So I took a minute to make some decisions, and I don't know that I've made very many yet, but I thought I'd come back anyway and get some things done that I have decided. So this middle pocket gets glued together, and right now the only thing I'm going to glue is this one edge right here. And then we're going to make a tag that's going to go in this center pocket thingy. So just one really thin line of glue right along that edge. And then here is, this is the section that we just glued. So it is now just glued on that one side. We gotta let it dry, of course, but I don't want to glue this edge. I'm gonna have this a top pocket. I just thought of something. Okay, I think it's gonna be a top pocket, because then your thingy doesn't fall out. I'm gonna edge things because I do. And we gotta edge this kitty quick. We gotta just edge up this kitty, and then we're gonna glue him to a piece of this paper. I kind of want to glue them to this one because I think it goes better, which is just completely silly because it's not going to show a border. I want it to be a writing space, which means this one's better. So sometimes I just don't understand what my brain is doing. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to glue this little guy onto here and cut him out so he's a little more sturdy. And then we're going to, I just glued myself to the glue stick. That's always fun. And then we're going to, oh gosh darn it, I forgot what I was saying again. Good grief, it's a bad brain day. Bad brain day, I'm telling you. So let's cut this out anyway. I hate to be wasteful, but I should really just throw this scissor away. I really just should cave. It's never going to be better than it is. Okay, so now I'm gonna make kind of a hidden tag / pocket, and I'm not sure how I want to do that, but what I am sure of is I cannot glue this edge shut, even though it's going to load from the top, right? I can't glue this shut because it needs to be a full width pocket, at least from this glue edge over. So what I need is a piece of something that I can put right here and have it wrap around. And I think that the paper next to this bird is going to be the thing. And I hope I don't regret this terribly, because I might want this bird later. And this actually might be too narrow, and that might be a waste. But I do have that other one I can cut out. So, you know, I shouldn't be over stressing. And I am, because, you know, it happens. But here's the deal. I'm going to go just under this little corner decor business and about half of this little strip, and I'm going to glue it down right there. I'm going to edge it first so it looks like a feature, not a flaw. I won't edge the bottom because, as you saw, it's longer than it needs to be, and I'll edge it after it gets cut off. And then I need to do a little, I'm going to need to do a little finagling at the top of this pocket, but I'll show you what I mean in just a second here. Okay, so let's get, you know what, let's get this glue stick. Let's get this glue stick and get this strip all the way glued. If you're curious why I chose this glue stick instead of liquid glue or the big fat glue stick, it's because this glue is a little more permanent than that giant glue stick. It's a little bit stronger, and I want to make sure that, because this is actually an opening, I want to make sure that what I'm closing it with is super strong. Okay, and then we're going to wrap it around. Wrap it. Oh, I'm off screen. Don't do that. That's not nice. How rude. There we go. Fold it around just like so. Make sure it's nice and tight, nice and glued down, and then trim it right off and edge it up. Also going to edge this part right here. And the top of the pocket. And the tippy top of the pocket. Okay. Alright, next. We're going to, oh my goodness, this is the scary part. We're going to follow this line. I know it's not going to be exact because this is not exact on each side, and because they don't line up perfect. I'm hoping. Yikes. Let's see what we got. I think that's good enough. So I cut the corner off of this pocket, as you can see, and I'm going to glue this corner to the kitty right in the very corner of this card, like so. Liquid glue because I can spread it easier on this tiny bit. Yikes. There we go. Other side. Ugh. Other side. Glue. Tippy top corner. Make sure it's super flush, right? It needs to be exact. I don't do precision very often because I'm not patient enough and very good at precision, but this particular concept needs to be really precise. I don't do it very often. I don't do it very often because precision is not easy for me. But this idea just doesn't work unless it's super clean. Alright, so I think I have, nope, I do not. There, I think I have that pretty lined up. And that one. I'm going to set this aside and let this dry for a sec, because I keep sliding it and I'm making a mess of it. Okay. Alright, let's set that aside and let it sit for a minute and figure out a next thing. So I was noticing as I was looking at this that there are two very distinct places that I can cut this and not really lose anything. So I'm going to do that, and then we can use these kitties a little different than I had originally thought. So first of all, that little guy cuts off all by himself. Then, right here, must be a kitty that's asleep. So I can semi-fussy cut that little group out. I'm not sure what to do with the headless kitty, so I'm just going to cut him out completely. And then I'll just do a kind of a curvy line around that end, because that's the way it seems to be working out, that these have curvy ends. So now I have 3 little pieces of kitties. I have a bird, I have a strip. We need to make a card out of this. Should I put him on the dark one and give him a matte? You know what? I can totally do that. I'm going to give him a matting and put 2 layers on this one. So I didn't, okay, there we go. I didn't mean to stick that together, but I'll put the light gray on there as well. So let's see. First, quick edging. And then getting this puppy glued down to the paper. I'm going to try to get this even. That's not so bad. And then let's try to cut it even. That should be interesting. I have a paper trimmer right next to me I could be using. That would do it super exact. But no. I just use my faulty scissors. Alright, let's get this piece now glued down to here. And then we'll do some exact cutting. So now this will be nice and sturdy and have writing space and be adorable. What more could you ask for? All right, 1 birdie card, just like so. I need a place for this guy to go. Oops, that's not a very good cut. Alright, just cave. Use the trimmer. The trimmer works. There we go. Why don't we just do that in the beginning? Silly girl. So, we are coming up on 1 hour. I do absolutely show all of my thought processes and how I make decisions and all of my confusion and my brain locks. So hopefully you know too, if you have brain locks, you can do this too. And it takes up time to show, you know, to whatever. I've used a lot of my time in today's video hemming and hawing. I apologize for that part because I really don't want to hem and haw as much as I do. But I do my videos the way I do them, and that's really just not going to change. So what I'm saying is we're not getting as far as I'd like to, and I'm not going to carry this one over to another day. So I'm going to pause again, and I'm going to do a bunch of stuff, and then I'll show you where it all ended up, and we'll finish it up together. All right, be right back. Okay, hello there. So things are a big fat mess, you can see. I'm glad I hit that pause button because today has, I know I alluded to it moments ago, but today has been a very bad thinking day. Very bad thinking. It took me a long time to get where I am, but here's where we are. We're going to try to put this thing together and all of the pieces that I have created for it right now, right this very second. So as you can see, I created a little framed bit of one of those postcards that I showed early, and that's going to be the cover for this journal, this little accordion, you know, pocket thingy. I suppose it could be called a journal. The way I decided to meld the cat napkin and the other napkin, the flowery one, very cartoony kinds of look, with this postcard and the base piece that the book is made out of, was to switch them. So the pieces of postcard and other cover art are going to go on the napkin side, and on the cover art side, I'm going to put the napkin stuff and the cartoony kind of stuff. So it's, I don't know what in the world a cat and a bird have to do with sewing, but this ended up being a sewing thing with cats and birds in it. So, you know, there. So I made two little signatures of tea-dyed paper, and I'm going to use my giant eye needle to try to sew them in with eyelash trim. Whoa, I think this will be fun. So they're just 2 sheets. I thought there were 4. No, that's right, 2. So just 8 pages. So there are 16 pages in this thing. That's pretty good for a little pocket thingy jobber. Oh, goodness sake. Come on, get it straight. There we go. And I'm just going to do 2 holes and tie a bow. So there's that one. And then I'm just going to poke the next one down here, but leave the tool in there. And then feed this through. Whoops, you know what? I want the bow to be on the outside. So let's pull it through this way. And then that way. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The pieces are escaping. I hope I remember where I had them, because they're not going to stay. They're not going to stay. That's just all there is to that. So let's tie that. And I don't know how to hold knots till you... Wait a minute. Isn't it if you do it 3 times it holds better? I don't know. That doesn't really seem to work. because this stuff is slippery. This eyelash trim, goodness sakes, it's silky. Alright, and I'm just going to chop it off, and then I might turn it into a bow, or I might just chop it little, or whatever. But let's do the other signature quick. I don't know what that's all about. There we go. I'm just, you know, vaguely centering it. Let's get the first hole punched. And then where is the needle? Oh my gosh, those needles are so hard to see. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I didn't see it or feel it, but I heard it. I knew I must have touched it. Okay. Oops, I did that wrong again. I want the bow on the outside, or the knot, or whatever it ends up being. I want it on the outside. Alright, and then let's poke the bottom. That was less than intelligent. Just pulled it straight. Just pulled it straight through. Just kept pulling. Okay, let's not do that. There we go. You know what? I'm going to put that back in its tube. Where'd it go? There it is. Whew. All right, let's try that again. And we need a knot. 1, 2, I'm going to try it 3 times this time. I know I said 3 last time, but that was only 2. Apparently I don't know how to count today. And there we go. Now, those will probably get trimmed. Jeez Louise, look at this mess I'm making. Alright, anyway, so we have a signature, and then we have this space right here, and this is going to be this little envelope and this little tuck spot glued right there. So all I need to do is go down this tiny bit, across the bottom, and tuck that right into the fold. Kind of made a mess of it right there. Clean that up so you don't glue all your stuff together. Then this is going to tuck right in here. This back here can be a tuck spot too, but I don't have anything ready to go in it. And this right here can also be a tuck spot, but I don't have anything to go in it. So there is room for more stuff. In the meantime, oh, look at how cute that birdie is peeking out of the pocket. And there are kitties on the front. And there's a whole space over here that, you know, is for writing or gluing or what have you. Okay, right here. First thing, I'm going to put this kitty right here, and this kitty is going to hold this little card right here. It says, "Believe anything is possible." So I'm just going to put glue on his tail and a little across the bottom, and that's it. And then to make sure that there is actually room for the card to get in, I will make sure that it is close to all the way tucked in. Oh. Okay. Okay, there we go. For my next trick, I'm gonna glue a bird to the pole for this. Here he is. I guess I don't know if I intended to glue the bird to the page or to the pole. I'm trying to think of which would be better. I'm going to glue it to the pole. So I'm going to put the glue right on the pole. Make sure it's spread really thin so it doesn't ooze all over, and glue this pocket shut. Okay. Let's hold those for just for 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to assume that's good enough. I'm sure that was very professional and perfect. Okay. There we go. There we go. And there we go. There is the other signature. So that side is done. This side has other decorations. For instance, we have a kitty card that's going to go right here in a little tuck. Just like so. So I'm going to glue this tuck down. I think that can sit a couple different ways, so I think it can sit just like that. I suppose it's better if it's in both sections. I put it over too far though. Yeah, I can't change it now. I might trim this card on this side so it can fit in there better, because look how close to the edge that is. In any case, let's put this one in now. So this one is another piece. What I did was I took that other sheet of book cover art and cut it all up so that I could put, I could use elements just like I'm using right here. So I can use this, I can use this bit of metal scroll cut out to hold these cards. I like that. Okay. And then apparently there's nothing here. Okay, that's not true. So I think it was this one and this. I didn't outline this. Did I outline this? I did. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so for this one, I want to glue this along this edge of the pocket, because I'm going to cut this off flush with the pocket and then take it across the bottom. I guess I can do the bottom right on the tuck spot. There we go. There we go. All right, so I want to trim that. Whoa. Eyelashes everywhere. Can't get at that bit. How do I get at this bit? Like that, I suppose. Okay. I had something to go over here, I'm pretty sure. I wonder if I was just gonna put a kitty over here or something, because I don't really see anything specifically cut out and prepared. I didn't end up using this guy because I didn't think it fit. I didn't end up using this, so it could actually go, like maybe it wants to go right across there as kind of a header, right? I didn't end up using this, so I took one of those, paper clips, the purple one, and put the buttons on it, and then glued them, and they're there for like ever, I think. They're really glued, and look how far it sticks up so far. That's ridiculous. Why would you want that? I don't know. You might want that. Who knows? I wonder if these kitties could be a topper for just a little notepad. What if we made a strippy notepad with a kitty topper? Hang on a second, I'm going to actually try it. Let me measure where this needs to be cut first. Kitty topper. So now what if we just did, well, I'll do the longest one first. What if we just did, I don't want to cover the kitties though. Come on, get over it, lady. Okay, what if we just tear that and then make this one shorter, and tear that and then put it like that. Sure, we can put another piece. It doesn't matter that it's narrower, but we'll tear it shorter still. There we go. We have a lovely little torn waterfall notebook. And if we can put in another piece. We can put in yet another piece. Good. Maybe I'll just make it out of all the scraps I can get my grubby little paws on. Hang on a sec. Let me trim this quick. Come here, you. And then, should we make it all the way long, or should we put it in the middle there? I think it's got to go in the middle. So we're going to have this one end right about there. Yeah, like that. And then, wait a second. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Okay, I don't think that last one is needed, but I'm gonna put it on there anyway because apparently this is what I'm doing. I'm doing all the things. And I'm just gonna staple this quick. Just one staple. And we are way over our usual hour. I know I've gone over this far before, but I try not to. Oh, that's way too low. Shoot. Shoot. Whatever, I'm not going to change it because if I try to change it, I'm just going to screw it up. But I am going to do this across the top. Yep. I don't know if I planned on something to go in this spot, but now we have something to go in this spot. This will do. Now, should I go ahead and glue this to the page? Should I tuck it under a kitty? Should I use that weird, crazy paper clip? It's just ridiculous. I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, I'm gonna glue this down. Yikes. All right. Let's turn these into bows, maybe. I mean, honestly, I don't know why. I don't think you'll be able to tell it's a bow, will ya? Because it's just a big poof. And over here, too, I think it's just going to be a big poof. It's so slippery. This stuff is so silky. Good grief. Here we go. Alright, let's see what we got. I think this is it. I think we're done. Let me edge this before I forget and it drives me nuts. So. All right. There we go. Alright, so today's Friday freebie feature is raw pixel for the freebie. Sacred Mementos, Patty, her AI art for an add-on, and the How Do You Do, one of the sets of stuff that I ended up creating. And we have a signature, 8 pages right there. We have a little flip with a card in it and a couple more tuck spots that I might have to create things to put in there, but I might just leave it to a future owner because I don't have to fill everything. A kitty card tucked in, kind of a secret kitty card. If you're not paying attention, you don't always see it because he's tucked right where he's supposed to be, right? Oops, I tucked the birdie into the pocket. Whoops. Why is that difficult? That should not be difficult, birdie. Huh. Okay, something is up with this, and I'm not sure what it is. There, I got it. Now, why was that? Okay, I'm gonna let it dry some more, and then I'll try to figure it out. But we have a kitty down here that tucks a birdie in. We have another signature of 8 more pages back here, and then it flips the other direction. And we have a little card here for journaling, a little card here. Excuse me, you are not in the book. I mean, you are in the book, but you don't need to be in the book. Another card, and a waterfall notepad. The end. Item number 2. No, item number 3 from How Do You Do. Check out the description for links to all things that I talked about if you want to find them, and the freebies on raw pixel. And please like, comment, and subscribe. Sorry it ran so long. And we have another project or 2 to go for How Do You Do.